Welcome to this explainer. Today, we're putting a massive magnifying glass on what is, without a doubt, the most absolutely crucial financial decade of your entire life, your 20s. Seriously, the habits you build during this specific little window of time, they have massive stakes. They're either going to set the concrete foundation for incredible lifelong wealth, or they're going to set you up for years of completely unnecessary financial stress.
To understand just how high these stakes really are, I want you to picture a scenario with me. Imagine two 25-year-olds. They both earn the exact same salary, 60 Rand a year. They work similar jobs, they live in similar neighborhoods, and they face the exact same cost of living. Yet, by the time they hit 65, one of them retires with over $2 million in the bank, while the other is struggling to even hit 500,000. So ask yourself, what caused such a massive difference?
Well, meet Sarah and Mike. When you see this massive gap between Sarah's 1.9 million and Mike's 680,000, it's super natural to just assume, oh, Sarah must have inherited money, or she had a secret six-figure side hustle, or maybe she just hit the crypto jackpot, right? But she didn't. This disparity wasn't about intelligence, it wasn't about luck, and it definitely wasn't about a higher salary. It actually all came down to a few very specific, critical money decisions made early on.
Okay, let's dive right into this. To make sure you end up on Sarah's side of the equation, here is your playbook. We are covering 5 foundational pillars today. 1. The power of time. 2. Lifestyle and spending traps. 3. Debt and financial emergencies. 4. Smart investing essentials. And finally, 5. The ultimate investment.
All right, kicking things off with pillar number 1, the power of time.
You know, the single most common mistake young people make is telling themselves, I'll just start investing next year when I earn more. But time is literally your most powerful asset. Take Sarah. She invested just $300 a month starting at age 25. Mike? Well, he waited until he was 35 to invest that exact same amount. Assuming an average 10% annual return, Sarah ends up with $1.9 million. Mike? Just $680,000. Think about that. Just 10 extra years gains Sarah over $1 million. Your future self is practically begging you to start today. Moving right along to pillar number 2, lifestyle and spending traps.
Look, when you get that first really decent paycheck, the urge to upgrade your apartment or order takeout every single day is, well, it's overwhelming. We've all been there. This is called lifestyle inflation, and it absolutely devours wealth. So how do you fight it? With a painfully simple 3-step strategy. Whenever you get a raise, step 1, spend some. Seriously, reward yourself. Step 2, save some. And step 3, invest the rest. By intentionally dividing up that new income, your wealth is actually going to grow just as fast as your paycheck. And you've got to apply this mindset to big purchases too, especially cars. When a dealer asks you, so what monthly payment are you comfortable with? You need to recognize that as a trap. A shiny new luxury car depreciates. It literally loses value the second those tires hit the street. It is a massive liability. Wealthy people, on the other hand, prioritize buying assets, like stocks or real estate, that actually compound and grow in value over time. Honestly, getting a reliable used car keeps cash in your pocket so you can buy real assets. Which brings us to pillar number 3, debt and financial emergencies. Now, credit cards can be an absolute financial nightmare if you carry a balance. Many cards charge interest rates of 25% or even more. Just think about the math for a second. If your brilliant stock market investments earn a historical average of 10%, but your credit card debt is costing you 25%, you are actively moving backward. You're bleeding money every single day. Using a credit card to buy things you literally cannot afford in cash is a guaranteed way to stay broke.
But hey, let's be real. Sometimes debt isn't about buying a luxury item. Sometimes life just hits you hard. Cars break down, jobs disappear out of nowhere, medical emergencies happen. Without savings, a simple string of bad luck quickly becomes a full-blown financial crisis that forces you right into that high-interest credit card trap. So you absolutely must build an emergency fund. Aim for 3 to 6 months of basic living expenses and just park it in a high-yield savings account. Remember, this is not a vacation fund. This is your financial insurance policy.
Let's move to our 4th pillar, smart investing essentials. We live in an era where everyone is trying to sell you a shortcut, right? Meme stocks, hyped up obscure crypto, frantic day trading, flashy social media gurus promising you fast riches. The dream is super seductive, but the reality? It's harsh.
Most people who chase quick riches end up losing their hard-earned money. True wealth is almost never built through these fads. Instead, it's built through what most people consider kind of boring: long-term consistency, extreme patience, and diversification. So, instead of risking your money on the latest internet trend, look for the ultimate easy win. If you have a full-time job, you need to look into the 401k employer match. If your employer offers this, they will match a portion of the money you contribute to your retirement. That is literally free money. It's a guaranteed 100% return on your investment on day one. Leaving an employer match on the table is basically like walking past a pile of cash on the sidewalk and just refusing to pick it up. Don't do it. And finally, we arrive at pillar number 5, the ultimate investment.
It's a really frustrating truth that traditional schools teach us algebra, but they completely ignore the stuff we actually use every day: budgeting, taxes, credit scores, retirement. You're basically expected to just figure it all out on your own. But here is the really good news. Educating yourself is the highest return investment you will ever make. If you commit just 20 minutes a day to learning about personal finance, whether that's reading a book or watching educational explainers like this one, you will dramatically alter your life trajectory. The more you understand how money works, the better decisions you're going to make. And here's the real secret. Knowledge compounds in your brain exactly the same way interest compounds in your bank account.
Bringing it all back to our opening story, the difference between Sarah and Mike wasn't a matter of pure genius. Sarah wasn't smarter than Mike. She just utilized these foundational pillars early on. She invested early, she completely avoided unnecessary debt, she built a safety net, and she kept her expenses in check. That consistency, that's what created her freedom and peace of mind. Now, Mike eventually figured it out, but by delaying, he had to work incredibly hard just to play catch up, and he still ended up with a fraction of Sarah's wealth. Look, your 20s aren't about being perfectly flawless with every single penny. They are simply about building good systems. And hey, if you're sitting there right now thinking, wow, I'm already in my 30s or my 40s and I've already made all these mistakes, please do not panic. As that famous proverb goes, the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The second best time is now. The absolute best time to start applying these lessons is today, right this very minute. Take control of your financial destiny starting today, because ultimately, money isn't just about becoming rich overnight. It's about buying yourself freedom and having options down the line. I want to leave you with a question to chew on as you go about your day. Looking back at your own journey, what is the biggest money lesson you've learned so far? Think about it, learn from it, and use it to build the exact future you deserve. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and keep learning.